Yasmin Shah of the Aam Aadmi Party is joining us. Leave alone the internal politics and India not commenting on what's happening in the United States, and therefore the same thing should apply to India, the US, or any country for that matter, Germany, any other country, should not be commenting on what is clearly internal affairs here in India. Yasmin Shah, the contention is this, that ultimately no one, you can say 100 things are wrong with the Modi government, right? And maybe there is merit in the argument that, IT, ED, CBI, etc., are being used disproportionately against the opposition. But no one in their right mind, internally here in India or externally, will say that our judiciary is compromised. I don't think anyone, even the political opposition, has made that charge against the Modi government, that the judiciary is hand in glove with the Modi government. The implication of what the US State Department spokesperson has said is that Modi government and the judiciary are in bed with each other. That is not the case. That's not an argument that can be made against the Modi government by even its worst critics. I mean, the fact that India's electoral democracy is participative, we have turnouts of 60, 65%, even 70% sometimes, is not something that can be questioned.
So first of all, Zaka, let me make it very clear that as Aam Aadmi Party, we do not welcome any such remarks or retorts from external governments on processes and due affairs of our country. Okay, that is very clear. Now, having said that, let's look at who are these countries who are making such comments. These are friendly countries. These are allies of India. Few months back, it was Mr. Modi who went to America and proclaimed that today our relationship is stronger than ever. Of course, he was received very warmly there. He addressed the joint Congress session and all of that. So today, more than any opposition party, it is the BJP that must answer as to why is it that India's perception is plummeting internationally. This is just one signal. There are other signals. You see the coverage in international media, and not just one. It's very easy to villainize one particular media house, but if you look at the trajectory of be it international ratings, be it look at international coverage, all of that. So, it is something that Mr. Modi and his government should answer as to why is it that people, abroad find it comfortable today passing remarks.
No, but they are saying that those folks have biases. They have some kind of tinted glasses. They're not looking at India the way that Indians here are looking at because Indians are giving time after time, every term after term, renewed mandate to Mr. Modi. So their contention is these guys, whether it's New York Times, Washington Post, ratings agencies, VDem, you name it, are all biased. That's the contention by the BJP.
Okay, Zaka. So I think let me then come to the question that the BJP owes to the people of the country. Okay. Today, if you ask 10 people on the streets, are ED and CBI departments of the Bharatiya Janata Party, do they take their orders from the headquarters of Bharatiya Janata Party or from, ED headquarters or CBI?
Okay.
9 out of 10 people are very comfortably going to state that the ED and CBI today are only demonizing and trying to finish off the opposition. And a very simple example, Zaka, if the BJP spokesperson here can answer this, then probably it will reveal what their thinking is. A completely trumped up fake liquor scam is concocted. For 2 years, investigations go on, 500 raids, no recovery, no solid evidence, only statements of government approvers. And you put the entire top 4 leaders of an entire national party in jail in a matter where investigation is not even concluded. Forget trial and forget conviction. Now, are there parallels of anything like this anywhere in the world? If BJP is aware about it, please tell us.
Okay.
But there is something remarkable happening that more than international, I think, questions of people in India are unanswered, and especially people like Sharad Chandra Reddy, on whose statement you imprison a sitting chief minister. Never happened in Indian history. Sharad Chandra Reddy, who becomes an approver, is now found to be one of the big BJP donors.
Okay.
You put him behind jail, you extract a statement. And then you take money from him. I mean, what is going on in this country?
Let Tuhin respond. Tuhin, forget about everything else. There is a basic perception that agencies like IT, CBI, ED are being used. Not just perception, it's a fact. It's a matter of fact. Newspapers have done stories about this. That agencies like IT, CBI, ED are being used disproportionately against the opposition. The ED, for example, 95% of the cases that the ED has filed, the raids it's undertaken, are against opposition leaders. This is a contention that you have to address, that the BJP government has to address? And secondly, the implication of what the US State Department spokesperson has said is that by doing this in the eve of elections, this investigation, for example, in the liquor gate has been going on for the last 2 years. In the Congress party's IT case, it's been going on since 94-95. To do this on the eve of the 2024 elections, you are making the playing field uneven. That's the contention. Please respond on both. Tuin.
Well, good evening. Yeah, good evening, Zaka. Good evening, everybody. I think the US and the world needs to realize that India's sovereignty is non-negotiable. And it is non-negotiable because we have a confident government. We have institutions which are robust, which includes the judiciary, which includes the executive, which includes the legislature. So in this situation, instead of unequivocally condemning this interference by an old ally and a traditional partner, I don't think the opposition is only insinuating further is only insinuating foul play. The fact is that while we respect US as an ally, US is one of our strongest allies at this point of time. The interference per se is not appreciated. But why do they think they can dare to interfere? Because of the constant insinuation by parties like the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party. In fact, I have to put this over here, that yesterday the Delhi High Court had cautioned the legal cell of the Aam Aadmi Party not to protest against the judiciary in the case of Arvind Kejriwal. In the case of Congress Party, Rahul Gandhi has been travelling abroad and constantly bad-mouthing and vilifying India's democracy, constantly questioning India's institutions. So when the opposition of this country behaves irresponsibly, when they constantly besmirch India's reputation abroad, that is where
they are the opposition. That's their job. What else do you expect them to do? The opposition's job is to besmirch you guys. That is their reason to exist.
I am talking about the institutions. I am talking about legal institutions. They have every right to criticize us, the BJP. They have every right to criticize the Prime Minister. But when they go abroad and constantly cast aspersions on the judiciary and on the work functioning of the democracy, that is where some over-enthusiastic lobbies and elements within the US administration get the cue that it is okay to comment on India's affairs. And I want to put this on record. Somewhere 15 years ago in the Congress regime, it was a done thing to involve the US in everything. Every time there was a bomb blast, they would go to the US complaining. Now that is not appreciated. We have abrogated Article 370 without any intervention from abroad. I think this change needs to be accepted by the world. We had weak governments of the Congress in the past where it was a done thing to encourage remarks from abroad, to encourage participation in India's internal affairs. Now it is not, and I think the opposition also needs to be on the same page on this.